to a brand new series of Non-League to Glory. I'm Adam, and in today's episode we're going to take you through an introduction to our first team. For those unfamiliar with the concept, we take a team from the lower reaches of the national north or south and we take them as far as we can before moving on to other teams and, fingers crossed, winning the Champions League. On today's episode we'll take you through an introduction of our first team, around the players and what's expected, the contract, everything to do with that, before we move on to the second episode with our first games of the season. So without further ado, I've signed a 1-year deal worth £625 per week, and I'll be replacing Billy Heath as the current manager. Wayne Bradley sent me a welcome pack, and our reputation is 1 star. The media are predicting 12th. I do have an assistant manager, that is Mark Carroll. We play at North Street with a 3,600 capacity. So a little bit of background on Alfreton Town. We're founded in 1959, semi-professional English club, currently playing in the Vanarama North. We finished 15th last season, play our home games at North Street, and we have a fierce rivalry with Mansfield Town. The best spell of success came in the 2010s, although we're enduring an 8-year barren spell and have not won the competition since 2011. We have plenty of history that can be justly proud. We won the 6th tier for only time in 2011 and won the 9th tier in 1987 and 2002. So our greatest achievement is by winning this tier, going into the National League, where it looks like our best season was to finish 11th and last season finished 15th. So we're about at our best level at this moment in time. So anything above that I think they'll be very happy with. So this is our best 11 report, and you can see we have a 5-3-2 formation with Tomlinson and Morgan Smith, East Lynch, Johnson, Claxton, Smith, Thacker, Branson, Wild and Andrew. The only name that jumps at, well, there's 2 names that jumping out at me there. There's Morgan Smith, who I think is an ex-Crew player from days gone by, and Tomlinson, who I think plays for my local team, which is Worksop Town, or used to play for Worksop Town. Our key player is Amari Morgan Smith. Captain is Josh Wild, and we have a loan obligation for Charlie Andrew from Hull City. So the vision that the chairman's put in front of us, to work within the wage budget, to finish in the top half and to reach the first round. Our club culture, which I've seen before, is to strive and make progress on and off the pitch. So we really don't have playing under 23s, signing high profile players, none of that. In the following seasons is literally to finish in the playoffs. So if we can be in the playoffs with this team, stay within the wage budget and reach the first round of the FA Cup, I think Mr. Bradley will be a very happy chairman. Yes to those. I'm not going to do all those. I'm going to accept the club vision, fairly straightforward. And now we're going to go and have a look at the team report and our squad depth. And the 5-3-2, which is what they recommended. So based on what they recommended, we have a pair of OK keepers, an OK defence, 1 OK wing back, 1 OK left wing back, an OK midfield with Bobby, I think it's Bobby Johnson, who's looks like he could be a good player, and we have 1 decent, well, very good striker in Amari Morgan Smith. So let's have a look at Bobby Johnson. So Bobby Johnson is a advanced playmaker, 3.5 star current, 4 star potential. Retford, Frickley, Gruel, North Ferriby and Alfreton, so he's been around the lower leagues before coming into the North. We have Amari Morgan Smith, who has been, let's have a look here, so Crewe, Stockport, Ilkeston, Luton Town, Macclesfield, Kidderminster. He's not really had an amazing goal scoring record for over 10 years. He's chipped in with odd goals in the national, well, 9 in 17 is not bad at Luton Town, but then fairly downhill after that. It's not been amazing in the last 10 years apart from the couple of odd there, so I'm not sure about Amari Morgan Smith. Tomlinson, who's just behind him, Ben Tomlinson, 2 target men. He's as good as he's going to be. This is it. Started at Worksop, couple of decent seasons there for Lincoln, but he hasn't really done anything since then. But he's back down at this level. We've already looked at Bobby Johnson. We have Connor Branson, 27 years old, centre-back, but can play in midfield. He's been at Barnsley, Guiseley, been across to the US, 12 goals for Bradford Park Avenue, and we've just, looks like we've signed him from Altrincham literally after he signed for Altrincham. So that's Connor Branson. We have a David Lynch, who is 29 years old, Irish, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, central midfielder. Has been Burnley, Workington, Clitheroe, Altrincham. He's probably at his level, as you can see there, but he struggled for game time at some of those clubs. So that's David Lynch. And then in defence, Branson again, Killick, Smith, Bennett. So first thoughts on the team is that it needs a big overhaul. With a National North budget, it's not going to be the easiest thing. Maury Morgan Smith is on £400 a week, and we have Ben Tomlinson, who is on £400 a week, and that will be eaten into the budget. So we might need to move a few players on and see what replacements we can get, obviously in the free transfer market, and so there is a big job on trying to get this sorted before the first game of the season. If we have a look at my profile managers, this is how we're set up when there's no glitch in the matrix. So we are National B licensed, Sunday League footballer, half-a-star rating, obviously profile pic and everything there, and I'm set up, let's have a look at attributes there, as a knowledgeable manager. So tactics, youngster knowledge, player knowledge are up, everything else is down, but we're at the bottom of the pile. So we've got a lot of work to do on that, but that's how we're set up for non-league to glory. The squad depth then is very dismal, needs really pulling together before we start season. The club info and affiliates. So we have 2 affiliates that's on there, FC Phoenix of Trinidad and Tobago and Fort Worth. Annual friendly. Okay, so we can't cancel these links because they're owned by the same board, which is a very... Is this normal in non-league teams to have a US and Trinidad teams owned by the same board? I suppose amateur team, semi-professional team. We have links to Trinidad and the United States in there. We say scouting knowledge, and a benefit to merchandising sales. So I'm not sure how much merchandise we're going to get from those sales we're going to get from those links, but it may help. So we go back to the team report and let's have a look what our assistants got to say. So we don't have any eccentric goalkeepers. Amari Morgan Smith is the best of 5 good options. Bobby Johnson's a very good midfielder. Crossing is a strength. Goalkeepers Tim Welfare on one on one. We adapt coming off the lines. Good amount of pace. Decent jumping reach. Bravery, aggression and agility. We lack depth. Literally we lack depth across the squad, which is what we just outlined. Very weak team. Poor finishing. Isn't good from shooting from distance. Needs improvement for penalties and passion. Vision's a concern. Positioning, goalkeeper's reflex, literally what this is saying is exactly the same things that we've spoke about, where the team looks, with the odd exception, weak, with some overhauling need to be done. So I've got a lot of work to do on that one. And last but not least, the finances. So we've got £60,000 in the bank. I have £10,000 transfer budget, and we have £6,335 wage budget, which has got about £600 left to spend. We're projected by the end of the year to be £200,000 in the red. So literally losing £200,000 per season, with a transfer budgets of 10k per season after that. First thing I want to do is just have a look at scouting, see if we've got anybody on the scouted list. We don't, so we've got no players there that we can bring in on trial or put some scouting on, or already scouted that we can have a look at. So we need to look at that. And so that's our squad as we start the season. So what I'm going to do now between here and the next episode is to have a look through this squad in some depth, hire the staff that we need to hire,